Not sure how I feel about this thing, either the way that Samuel said what's happening. I wondered, were those comfortable?
And you find that really comfortable.
Who knows?
What would you have your servant do?
Kind of want that. Don't make him all mysterious. He very clearly told Joshua what he was supposed to do. It's the walk of a man who heard the story of Sean Astin running into the river. He's like, okay, make sure you don't step on anything.
It's a lot of blood, man.
Michael get a
It's a lot of blood.
So perfectly round.
Why choose me for something I would never do? I wish I understood you.
Kind of like that moment because it's David's constant cry to God. I want to understand you. Please help me understand you. I want to know you so well, God.
Where are you going?
I am not going anywhere. Come, David.
I feel like they abandon the sheep a lot in this.
There are things I've wanted to say for so long, and suddenly I have no words to say them.
David.
Are they trying to say this is the first time he's been in this room since she died? Feels unlikely.
I took my first wife in Prudence.
Dear Prudence.
Our union was wise for her tribe and mine. My bloodline was tainted.
Because of grandmother Ruth?
Yes, she was a Moabite. But my wife, she was pure. She bore me mighty sons. It was after she returned to the dust that I met your mother.
Oh, that's good.
She was so different. The opposite of everything I was taught to seek. Born an enemy of our people. Yet, her spirit, her warmth, something I had never known. I took her in haste, married unlawfully. But I loved her, David, with a love I did not know was possible.
We didn't see that. We should have seen that.
Her mother's final words to me.
Love her as I loved her, and there will be joy.
She said to keep me safe.
No, let him rise.
You came too early.
Those were her words. She saw visions, your mother. She had dreams about you, about what you would become. Both beautiful and terrifying. And her last request of me was for me to release you to those dreams. I have kept you here because you are the last part of her that remains. I don't send you to the fields because I am ashamed of you. I keep you here because I love you, as I loved her.
Seriously, had no indication of this, really. You knew that, you believed that he loved him,
I
just
have
not.
loaded the donkey with food and supplies. I need you to take them.
Where?
To the battlefield.
I mean, you knew that he loved him, but not in any extra special way. I mean, you could suspect that just from knowing various tropes, kind of expecting that to happen, but there wasn't anything extra in the narrative to give you that hint. It was kind of buried in the line because I can no longer stand to look at you, the old, I see your mother in you and it hurts kind of thing. Yeah, they really didn't set this up very well. I do kind of like the idea of Jesse knowing that David was anointed by God, of him sending David to the battlefield, knowing, God might use him to help us get this victory. That wouldn't be the worst thing. Sneaky Jesse. It's not in the Bible. It's not in the Bible.
Knight of the Shepherds.
It is a heavy burden to be a king before your time.
All right, so what's going on with this guy now?
What are you doing here?
Offer counsel in your hour of need, as I did your father.
You serve no one but yourself, and you believe in nothing.
I believe you have a bigger problem than that giant. Stories of the great seer journeying to the tribe of Judah to the city of Bethlehem. I could be of great service to you. Should you command it, I will hunt and kill whoever it is that has been anointed to replace your father. All I need is just a name. The final piece, Jonathan.
I have no time for your games.
Then go fight the battle you know you cannot win.
Mark my words. Edomite, even if I die on that field, it will not be before I watch the life drain from your eyes.
That would be interesting to watch.
Still pretty uncertain why he pulled Goliath into this war. That whole storyline, just so many
I know
questions.
the truth, Father, but I also know that I am your son, and I am with you to the end.
I do also like the idea of, throughout everything, Jonathan knowing that he's not going to become king, that something's going to happen, and he still stays faithful to
Sleep
God.
now.
And if he did, it's
If you
presumable
wake,
he would know
Pray for me.
or assume that it is going to be David, and still loved him as a best friend and a brother anyway.
God be with you.
What's going to happen here? We're doing good. good job of building up, oh, is Jonathan going to die? Because we know that Goliath lives until David shows up. It was in the beginning, try to give a reason for that prologue. So you're thinking, okay, so does he fail spectacularly on this mission? What's going to happen? Also, night to day to night, day to night to day. Is this the next day? This is not ideal pacing. Israel's all in the same time zone. It's not like he's on the other side of the world.
Will we go together?
I have my own journey to make. Do you remember the first words that I said to you? God does not see as man sees. He sees into the heart. You have the heart of a lion. What do lions do? They roar.
Managed to say that in an unconventional way. I love this actor so much.
I love him so much.
Sure, there's some artistic reasoning behind that shot, but I don't know what it is.
Is there no champion in Israel? Anybody who will fight me?
Okay, so mix of good and bad. Didn't dislike it as much as the last episode, but it did have some rough spots to it. I don't like the whole mother side story. It's just not very good. And the Goliath side story as well. Anything from that is iffy and not great. Samuel continues to be awesome. The scenes between the sisters and the mom, that was really good. Really liked what they're doing with that story. Again, most of the complaints that I have about this episode, though, are related to things that happened earlier in the show, such as I think Goliath should have happened earlier. I think that the conversation between Abner and Saul should have been much earlier in order to establish their relationship, because that would have been a really great relationship establisher, and now it's just kind of a scene, whereas it, as a beginning, it could have been really good. Also, I think a lot of this could have been better without the prologue, because your spoiler alert, we know that nothing's going to happen until David shows up. When you don't really have tension about something, knowing the Philistines aren't going to attack them or whatever before David gets there, you're making the audience wait, and that's never good. An example of a good way to do this is in The Chosen. First episode ends with Mary Magdalene having the demons cast out of her by Jesus. And you go into the show knowing that that is what is going to happen, because that's what's in the Bible. Jesus casts the demons out of Mary Magdalene. But what the show does is, in making you wait, it keeps making her life worse and worse and worse and worse. And so it's not that you're waiting in a stalemate and nothing really happening, waiting for Jesus to come and save the day. You are anticipating and just almost begging Jesus to hurry up and come save the day, because this poor woman's life is so miserable. But right now, you've just got Goliath coming out over and over again, and we know that David shows up because you already spoiled that in the beginning. It's, spoiled by fairly common knowledge, but you really spoiled it knowing that nothing is going to progress. I'm pretty sure that Jonathan was actually in that opening thing, so we even know that he's not going to die. Nothing comes of that. So the audience is just kind of waiting for what they know is going to happen. There's the same problem with the Wolfman with Benicio del Toro, where they really struggled between the first time that he turns into a wolf and the second time that he turns into a wolf, because nothing's going to happen for a full month. He's just in an institution, and we're just waiting, and it's not very good. And it doesn't really do anything to build tension, despite Emily Blunt's best efforts, because she can do no wrong. But yeah, so that wasn't handled very well. But also at the same time, I think that Goliath should have shown up earlier, because then we could build the despair of the Israelites a little bit slower and have them really feel it. If they had managed what I had said before of condensing episodes 2 and 3 into one episode, and then episode 5 would have been episode 4, and then episode 6 would have been episode 5, and then you could have introduced Goliath in episode 6, and then we would have gotten to the point of despair now, after everybody becoming more and more disheartened and wondering why no one is fighting the giant, but I'm certainly not going to fight the giant. Also, just one little thing that I didn't complain about is the cowardly brother. I could see they're going for like a kind of a catharsis of, he was always picking on David and seeing him as beneath him, but he's a coward and unwilling to go to battle and all that. But I felt like he already had kind of a turnaround of he's the only one that believed Samuel and said, okay, Samuel said this is real, and siding with David over everybody else. Felt like that was kind of a turnaround for him, and so now giving him this comeuppance at this point, after that had already happened, it feels a little mean-spirited. But I am looking forward to the next one, seeing how the whole thing ends, and so far I've not been disappointed into thinking I don't want a season 2. You'll see me next time if you subscribe, and we're going to finish up the series.